James Cameron is writing a new Terminator movie. TikTok and Warner Brothers are both going to get bought by Oracle and the Ellison family. Matt Reeves gave updates on the Batman 2 script. SNL legend Will Forte joined our show for Friday. The Emmys make a ton of history. The Anaconda reboot dropped a trailer. It looks pretty good, and there's so much more to discuss in this episode of Movie News.
What's up, movie friends? Welcome back to Raiders of the Lost podcast, the ultimate film and TV podcast. There are also a ton of trailers that dropped this week. We're going to talk about all these amazing trailers, the Emmy winners, as well as the big TikTok deal, the Warner Brothers deal. Huge news in the media landscape for America. But first, we want to start off with the passing of Robert Redford, who was not only one of the greatest actors and movie stars of all time, but he was one of the most influential filmmakers and producers in American history as well. He was an acclaimed actor, started a bunch of classics like The Sting, Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, so many amazing movies, as well as being a great director, winning the Oscar for Ordinary People and directing several other fantastic films. But also, his legacy will always live on as the founder of the Sundance Film Festival. So not only was he a huge actor and director and influential figure in Hollywood, but he actually changed the landscape of filmmaking, giving voices to independent storytellers in a way nobody had ever done before. And now we have a huge amount of film festivals all over this country because of Robert Redford. So he is one of the greats of all time, should be remembered forever.
What a legend. What's your favorite Redford movie? I'd probably say either Butch Cassidy or All the President's Men, honestly.
I'd say All the President's Men is my favorite. That was my first huge exposure to him, Netflix by the mail. It was such a legendary movie, and I rented it, and I was like, this is unbelievable.
I'm a sucker for Westerns, but I'm also a sucker for political thrillers. Now, there's a thrilling bit of news going on. We talked about recently how Warner Brothers is about to get purchased by the Ellison family and Oracle, and it looks like they're also going to purchase TikTok as well. You know, the United States has been trying to find a U.S. buyer for the majority share of the United States version of TikTok to prevent it being eliminated from the App Store in the United States and being inaccessible. So for about 2 years now, they've been delaying this. We keep hearing TikTok's going to get banned. It's going to get banned. It's getting pushed. And finally, it looks like the Ellison family, who are also in bids to buy Warner Brothers, will be buying an 80% stake in the U.S. TikTok entity per the Wall Street Journal. Apparently, the president reached a deal with China literally the other night. Now, Larry Ellison, who is the world's second richest person, isn't just bankrolling TikTok. He controls 77.5% of National Amusements, which owns Paramount after putting up $6 billion for Skydance Paramount. And so the Ellison family, they're changing the game here. The landscape of cinema and entertainment and media and marketing, all of it has been changing gradually over the last few years. But I think there's about to be an exponential boom, a tidal wave of how people consume media. And if you're the Ellison family, you know, this is not a bad move. I think you get one of the most respected studios of all time. Yeah, two of them, Paramount and Warner Brothers. And then you buy arguably the most popular social media platform and app that not only is incredibly valuable for marketing, which has proven our success with our show and then the things we get to do, but also how people consume media. And it's just unheard of, and I can't believe this is happening, but it kind of makes sense, and it really, I think, is, from a business perspective, kind of an incredible move.
Yeah, and so also there are two other parties in the deal. Silver Lake and Andreessen Horowitz will be in the bunch with Oracle, who will buy this 80% stake in TikTok, and then the rest of the 20% will be Chinese investments. The whole deal was the administration wanted TikTok to be owned mostly by American buyers. So
the U.S. version.
Yeah, U.S. version. So that's where this is going. And it's the most powerful app there is. 136 million users in America alone use TikTok. And Gen Z spends over 3 hours daily on the TikTok app. So
that's insane.
It's a lot of eyeballs. It's a lot of time.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah, we're a part of the problem. But I mean, it makes sense for Oracle. If you're going to buy the production of content, why not also purchase where people are watching the content, and also you're going to own the marketing platforms, the advertising platform. It's basically a huge bridge of the production to the final product for audiences. And so in terms of entertainment, I can't think of anyone owning both a studio and basically a distribution and advertising platform.
Social media platform.
Yeah, which is crazy. So
that's the more important part. It's a social media app. It's great for marketing, but that's what it is. And it's so interesting how I'm curious to see what's going to happen in the future. And this is all kind of inevitable stuff, guys. Yeah. It's the umbrella corporation at some point is going to own everything. A couple of mega corporations will own everything. But it'll be interesting to see the bridge, the tunnel of how to fuse entertainment with social media with the same company. And it's going to be this. I think this is a groundbreaking deal if it goes through.
And I think that this is the start of huge trends and big changes in the media landscape that are going to keep. I mean, this is like the biggest week of purchasing media in
15 years, 10
years.
years.
It's so long. This is crazy.
Since Disney got 20th Century Fox.
Yeah, I mean, Disney went on a run with they bought 20th Century, they bought Pixar, they bought Marvel, they bought Star Wars. So they were on a fucking crazy run of buying things.
Yeah.
And so this is like the next biggest thing that I've seen, and it's pretty. We'll see going forward.
Yeah.
I mean, the deal's not closed, but Trump said that he spoke to Xi Jinping and said that it's done. I'm sure we'll get all the paperwork. They'll handle all that over the next couple of weeks, and we'll get the official announcement relatively soon, but we'll see.
Real quick, check out this one battle after another poster over my right shoulder, provided to us by our great friends at movieposters.com. Use our code Raiders10 at checkout, plus use our affiliate link in the episode description to get us a commission of the purchase that you make. You get a great poster with a discount, and we get commission. It's a win-win for everybody. Movieposters.com. Go there today to get your poster needs, as well as do all the things that help us, guys. Subscribe on YouTube, become a member on YouTube for early access to episodes, patreon.com/Raiders of the Lost Podcast to join subscriptions, to become members of our Discord. All those things help us so much. The Batman 2 news, everybody. Matt Reeves was on the carpet at the Emmys, which we'll talk about in a bit. And he's been getting grilled, obviously, about the Batman 2 and the script. According to him, he thinks it'll be better than the first film. I really do think this movie will be better than the last. Robert Pattinson feels that way. We're very excited about it. The things that this film does for his character, for Batman and Bruce, I think it has never been done before in this way. Obviously being very ambiguous and very vague, but I think the Batman was such a fun, fresh take on the character. Ecstatic to see what he came up with him and his writing partner for the Batman 2. One of the most anticipated movies that will be released in 2027.
Oh, yeah. And I would say you and I both have the same hope that we get more of the inner monologues.
I want more. I want fucking Bruce talking to me the whole movie.
Yeah, because that was such a highlight of the first act, and then we stopped getting it for
It's
the
really
rest
just
of
the first
film.
10 minutes.
Yeah, yes. I just think that would be so outstanding to have for the entire course of the film's runtime. Mm-hmm. So more inner monologue, more of hearing what's happening in Bruce's head and what he's thinking. I think that's what set the Batman apart immediately from the other films before it, but then that stopped. So I hope that we get that entire runtime with him talking to us. That would be really fascinating and very different. And next up, this is the most hopeful I've ever been for the Terminator franchise since like the 90s, man.
Since T3 was okay.
Since I was 4 years old. James Cameron confirms that he is writing a new Terminator movie. Quote, I have been unable to get started on that very far because I don't know what to say that won't be overtaken by real events. We're living in a science fiction age right now. This is a franchise that has bounced around filmmakers, bounced around writers. Cameron's been involved, not been involved in adaptations recently. But to have him working on the story and being the writer of the story is what I think the franchise has always been missing since Terminator 2. Because he is such a good storyteller, he knows how to write a movie. So this gets me very excited. I just hope he comes up with something really cool. And if he's the writer of the screenplay, I'm going to be sad for that movie.
And I mean, Terminator, the first film, it's still relevant today more than ever.
Yeah.
And with AI and technology changing so rapidly, I think that he's probably got a really cool take. He's been marinating on it for a while. He marinated on Avatar for 20 years before he started making that. I hope he directs it. We'll see. But I can't wait to, obviously for Avatar 3, but if James Cameron's going to make a new Terminator movie, I will be so sad immediately. Those first two films, especially the second, are incredible movies. Let's get into the Fantastic Four. It's getting re-released on digital on September 23rd, and so they dropped a deleted scene to build some hype for it, and I understand why they deleted the scene. It's all right. It was kind of an odd tone. It's the Invisible Woman. She goes down to Mole Man's world to she kind of threatens him in a nice way, but also they're trying to make a deal and bridge a gap to work out an arrangement. It's an odd tone. It kind of felt out of place, and I understand why they cut it. The whole movie in general feels like a lot was left on the editing room floor.
Yeah.
I feel like they probably deleted a lot of scenes from this movie because it was a quick runtime. This one it's not a very strong scene, so I understand why they cut it.
Yeah, and also seems like didn't really have any bearing on the overall plot of
Yeah.
the story at all.
Not
So it was
really.
just like some extra stuff.
Because he came
Yeah.
to them anyways in
Yeah,
the
so
facility.
it seemed like kind of pointless in a way, if that makes sense.
a bit. Not completely, but a little bit.
Yeah, just a little bit. It was all right. All right, next up. Game of Thrones is releasing 2 shows in 2026. So the highly anticipated A Night of Seven Kingdoms will finally drop in January on HBO Max. And then House of the Dragon Season 3, forgot about that show, right? Is dropping possibly in the summer in June. Now, here's the thing is I think that the huge landscape of television and how it evolved from when we were growing up and in the 2000s, TV shows had like 25 episodes. It was like every week there was a new episode. And
We were talking about this with Will Forte, and our episode with Will will be dropping on Friday. And
Yeah.
he went into this, how he was in writer's rooms with like That 70s Show.
Yeah, and it was like a show would have 24 episodes, so it played for half a year. And then it had a little bit of a break, but then the marketing would come up for the upcoming season. So you never really had that. You always had that show in your life for most of the year. But now, and these shows would run every year, whether it be 24 or the other, so many other great shows we watched. But now, like especially with the House of the Dragon series, I mean, in many other series, there's such big productions. I think there's a problem to do just like 8 episodes, and then ask your audience to wait 3 years in between seasons.
It's
and
bad.
It's just like you're watching the show for just 2 months. Every 3 years, and it's just hard to stay invested in the story.
It's not the same thing as a movie. Like
Yeah.
a movie comes out and the sequel comes out 2 or 3 years later. That's fine because that's different. It's a different form of medium.
It's a finished story. When
Yeah.
you watch the movie, it's done. The story's done.
Whereas television, I love how big and bold it's become, but also the budgets are so high where you're spending $6 million on an episode of TV, and it's not a Game of Thrones level movie or show. In Game of Thrones, they're dropping 15 mil, or House of the Dragon, where are they spending 15 mil per episode, 20 million per episode. So it's enormous production and so many visual effects, post-production things they have to get done. And it kills the steam of your show. It kills the engine that's chugging for anticipation and hype.
Yeah.
And I don't even care about Game of Thrones House of the Dragon anymore. And I loved the first season of that show. I was very disappointed with the end of the second season.
Feels like it was 8 years ago.
It does feel like that came out like the year after COVID.
Yeah, it's so
The
long.
first season. What was that, 2022, the first season, or 2021?
Maybe 2021.
It feels like a show it's been around for so long, but we've only had, 15, 16 episodes of it?
Yeah.
So that's what makes me worry about, the Harry Potter show. Are they going to be able to do this every year? Because not only is there a huge gap in between seasons of the shows, of all these shows, the characters are the actors are aging. And you can visibly see that sometimes. If you go to like season 1 of a show, and then by the time you're in season 3, but it's 7 years later, your characters have aged and they don't look the same anymore.
And we'll see how many episodes they're going to be putting out of the Potter series. Like how many episodes a year
I believe they're doing 6.
6? Okay.
6 or 8. Oh wait, I think it's 8.
I mean, I'm not. Yeah, maybe.
I think it's 8.
Maybe 8. Okay, we'll see.
But still, like, if they have, Harry Potter has a lot of visual effects, you know what I mean? And so, unless they're going a lot of practical, which I hope they do, they still need to turn those shows out.
But then
so fast.
with House of the Dragon, when you don't end on a great note,
and then 2 years
and
later,
then you ask your audience to wait 2 years.
yeah,
When they were unsatisfied, why would they come back?
it's like Rings of Power season 3 is not coming out till 2027.
Is anyone even watching that?
I don't know.
Does anyone want to watch that third
The
season?
13 fans of it are like, oh, I guess I have to wait 2 more years. But just kidding.
Peter Jackson made them all at the same time.
I know.
Tony Stark built this in a cave with nothing but scraps.
So TV's evolved to become so cinematic and incredible, but at what cost?
Yeah.
And now it's just, they're not even shows anymore. It's just their movies,
Yeah.
which are pros and cons. But
Episodic
man,
movie, yeah.
The Scrubs was putting out 24 episodes a year. Office was putting out like 18 episodes a year. Like, I miss those days, man. I miss it.
That's so many episodes.
We're about to jump into the Emmys real quick, but K-pop Demon Hunters, the biggest movie of all time on Netflix, they're dropping a short film. It's been rated and ready for release very soon, so stay tuned for that. But the 2025 Emmys was hosted on Sunday. Nate Bargatze, the hilarious comedian, hosted. He did a really good job. I saw some of his
Who?
bits.
Nate
Bargatze.
Let me look this guy up.
You don't know any. You don't know. You're out of the comedy game. We were talking
Yeah.
about this earlier or the other day. So they went up 8% in their viewership. 7.4 million viewers, most watched since 2021, and tons of great wins. First of all, The Penguin won 9 Emmys. Severance season 2 won 8 Emmys, and The Studio broke the record for most Emmy wins for a new comedy series, and also broke the Bears' streak of winning everything. They won Best Comedy Series. A couple of big lists for winners. The Pit won Best Drama. The Studio won Best Comedy. Adolescence won Best Limited Series, which also featured Stephen Graham winning Best Lead Actor in a Limited Series, as well as Owen Cooper became the youngest male Emmy winner of all time for his incredible performance in Adolescence. Seth Rogen won Best Lead in a Comedy. We had Noah Weil from The Pit won Best Actor in a Drama. Tremel Tillman won his first Emmy for Severance. Britt Lauer won for Severance, and she did her speech with, on the back of it, she wrote, what did it say? Help me or something, like Ellie in the show.
Yeah.
And then Jean Smart for Hacks won Best Actress in a Comedy. Kristen Milioti won Supporting Actress for The Penguin.
Yeah. I think this is great. It's nice to see new winners, new shows coming into the sphere. And the Pit is a show that we've gotten recommended so many times, and people keep saying it's amazing, and the fact that it dominated this year as a new drama series, and then The Studio coming in. So I think it's important to have new, fresh blood.
The Penguin, 9 Emmys,
The Penguin. Dude. So this is great to have new people, new stories, getting all the attention for the first time in a few years.
And I think Severance, they won Actress, Supporting Actor. I would have liked to see Adam Scott win. Because I think what he's doing with Severance is probably the best acting on television right now, and some of the best acting in general. I haven't seen The Pit, and I know that guy is supposed to be great, but I think what Adam's doing in Severance is just very special right now. It's sort of like Gandolfini Sopranos era level stuff.
I mean, I agree. I haven't seen The Pit. I'm sure he's amazing in it, but what Adam Scott did just with the camcorder scene, if anyone knows what we're talking about, that was really some of the best acting overall this year in film and TV. So, but I mean, I'm sure he'll be the front runner next year.
Yeah, but Severance got a lot of great tech categories. They got production design, cinematography, original score, sound mixing, and title design, which I think those were all deserving for sure.
Let's talk about the trailers this week, because we got a ton of trailers.
So many.
Some of them were unexpected. Some of them were second trailers, so showing more of the stories that we've seen teases of. Let's start off with the Bruce Springsteen biopic.
This one was great.
Yeah, Deliver Me From Nowhere from Scott Cooper, starring Jeremy Allen White as Bruce. And this chronicles Bruce's journey recording his 1982 album, Nebraska. And it's an interesting part of his life, and I think that this has become a better way to tell biopics about musicians. Don't tell their entire story. Don't do their entire career. Talk about and tell a story of an important moment of their lives. So at this point, he had become one of the preeminent hitmakers in the music industry, breaking out in a huge way in the 70s. But it seems like this film is going to tell the story of how he was lost in his creativity, lost with direction, and wasn't happy with what the music industry wanted from him. And he came out with Nebraska, which was a stripped-down, tiny album that he made on 4-track. And it's just very stripped down, few instruments, lots of harmonica, lots of acoustic guitar. Songs like Giant 99, Atlantic City. It's an incredible change of pace. And so we get to see in the story what motivated him, what was happening to him. He was huge, he was so successful, but he wasn't happy and he wasn't feeling fulfilled. And his record label wanted him to keep doing what he was doing, but he wanted to change, and he wanted to find his voice again. And it obviously worked because his next album was Born in the USA, which is one of the biggest albums ever made, one of the most successful albums ever. So what he did with Nebraska clearly rejuvenated him as a creative.
Yeah, it's actually interesting because we were at this event last night with Modi Wischke, who is a film producer and studio exec and head at MRC Entertainment, and he was talking about how there's a director, Spielberg, who was making Close Encounters of a Third Kind, and he was in a creative rut making that movie, and he was, still inexperienced even though he made Jaws, and he's like got overpressured. Everyone's telling him how to write the movie, how to edit the movie, what to do next, and he's kind of stuck in the production, and then one of the producers of the film tells him to go take a week, go clear your head, go do what you have to do your version of Cabin in the Woods, and come back. And he did that, and he came back and he finished the film. And so maybe that's sort of like what a lot of artists go through. Like they need to clear their head, they need to find their zen, they need to get the pins firing back, and then they can go back and finish their project or find themselves again. So maybe if you get lost in something, it's tough to find yourself. And that's kind of what this movie feels like.
Yeah.
Finding yourself again, finding your roots, facing your past, facing the trauma of his past and his father. I thought it was a fantastic trailer. It's the best one they dropped.
Yeah.
Let's talk about The Housemaid as well. Sydney Sweeney, Amanda Seyfried. We'll start on this based on the best-selling book directed by Paul Feig. The film plunges audiences into a twisty world where Sydney Sweeney plays a woman who accepts a job as a live-in housemaid for a wealthy Nina and her husband. Nice housemaid. But when
Everyone in this movie is very attractive.
very attractive people. But when the dream job quickly unravels into something far more dangerous, a sexy, seductive game of secret scandal and power. This hits theaters December 19th. They also dropped some character posters. Very pretty people.
Yeah, it looks like Sydney Sweeney has ulterior motives, and Amanda Seyfried has ulterior motives. Twisty, turny. We'll see.
Tricksy
I
girls.
bet this is a hit.
Probably.
I bet this is a big hit.
Probably.
All right, here's the trailer for the Anaconda, which is the most unexpected trailer of the year. And this stars Paul Rudd and Jack Black, who play a couple of guys who love the Anaconda franchise, and they want to remake it and make a new Anaconda film. So it's a movie about making a movie.
First of all, we were laughing about this movie 2 months ago when they were like starting to go into pre-production, but
Actually, yeah,
good idea. It's pretty clever.
So they decide they can't get funding, so they decide to do it bare bones, run and gun, with just themselves and their friends, and they hire a snake wrangler who has like a small anaconda.
No, it's still really big.
Okay, a really big anaconda, but not like giant, to use as their animal performer in the film. That doesn't work out, and so then eventually they have to basically like King Kong, Peter Jackson's King Kong. Jack Black's playing very much the same role. He's like, we need to find a real anaconda now. So then they start looking for an actual anaconda, which obviously,
so like they're finding another anaconda,
which shows up in the real deal. Giant anaconda starts causing mayhem.
Yeah. So but the anacondas in the wild are literally giants.
Yeah.
And they keep getting attacked. It looks very silly, very funny. It's sort of like. It's interesting. It's like a bunch of movies Jack Black has made because it's kind of like Be Kind Rewind.
Yes.
It's kind of like King Kong, like you just said. But then it's also like Tropic Thunder.
Yes.
So it's sort of like 3 Jack Black movies had a baby. I bet that's what the pitch was. Like, you like Jack Black? You like these 3 Jack Black movies? Let's do that. But I thought they were going to keep filming their adventure as they find the new anaconda.
Yeah.
But it's pretty funny. It looks pretty camp. It looks silly.
This is going to be a Christmas movie.
December 25th. What the fuck?
What a day to release that one. So
Kids,
bizarre.
dude, I think that's a smart idea.
Kids love Jack Black.
Kids love Jack Black. Look at Jumanji. Look at Minecraft. Huge movies, especially Minecraft. And drop it on December 25th. Everyone's on vacation.
I gotta say, it looks funny. It looks really funny.
It does. Monster, the Ed Gein story, dropped another trailer. We got a massive look at this horrible serial killing crime film dropping on Netflix October 30th.
It's a long trailer. You get to see a lot more story. I think that first one a few weeks ago was a little tease, and you get to really see everything about this. I think they gave a little too much away, but it's probably going to be a pretty gruesome film. Next up, Liev Schreiber voices the lead character in Splinter Cell in the new animated series releasing on October 14th on Netflix. This looks like a fun, accurate, and authentic adaptation of the video game series.
That'd be cool.
You get all the sound effects.
Yeah, we played the game when we were kids.
Yeah.
And I've always loved to see a movie. Tom Hardy's been trying to make a movie for Splinter Cell for like decades now. He would be perfect. But no, it's cool.
Yeah, it seems like a great adaptation.
Netflix, October 14th. Billionaire's Bunker. We got another trailer. This is a series from creators of Money Heist for Netflix, releasing September 19th. The series follows a group of billionaires who must coexist after locking themselves in a bunker after a major global conflict.
Yeah, it's interesting. It looks like the bunker turns into like a kind of a prison where all these once powerful people and wealthy people have to like get in line to survive. So it's like they're put into a lower class structure system, which is pretty ironic. It's interesting. And Money Heist was a massive hit.
Was it really?
Oh, it was one of the biggest hits on Netflix in Netflix TV history. Massive hit. It's about like that group of people dressed in those jumpsuits who yeah.
Gotcha,
You know
I remember
what
that. Yeah.
That was a gigantic hit. There was also a new teaser for One Piece Season 2, all you One Piece fans. This show is releasing 2026 on Netflix. No confirmed date, but next year is its release. This is the best trailer of the week.
We've been chatting about this here and there. Afterburn. It's a new post-apocalyptic film starring Dave Bautista, Olga Kurylenko, and Samuel Jackson. This hits theaters on Friday, and there's like almost no marketing at all.
I can't believe this hits theaters. I completely forgot about this.
Yeah,
film.
I forgot this movie existed as well.
Yeah, so post-apocalyptic. Dave Bautista has been assigned to find a famous piece of art, the Mona Lisa, to protect it, and it's like Mad Max but art heist,
and also Army of the Dead.
Army of the Dead. Yeah. I'm good. I'm good.
Bone Lake. Did you see they released the first opening couple minutes of the film?
Yeah, I don't know if I'll watch it, but I'll wait until I can see the whole film.
It's been a weird marketing thing that movies have been doing the last year or two, is to release the first few minutes.
Yeah.
And, Weapons did it. They'd released the first minute of the movie.
You're right.
And that was interesting because I remember a couple of movies were doing it before that because they had really low traction.
I will say, though, the opening minute is basically like the first trailer.
Yeah, it really is.
There's like so much of the same stuff.
I know Craven, they released the first 6 minutes of their movies because they were just desperate for people to come to the theater, basically. Craven the Hunter, that was 9 minutes. They released like 9 minutes of the movie. Bone Lake released the opening scene of the film. It's basically nude people getting killed in the woods, like running for their lives. Literally, the first shot is the reflection of some guy's balls. I swear to God, in water. I swear to God, in a puddle. This original horror film follows two couples who mistakenly double booked the same vacation rental, turning their weekend into a bloody battle for survival in theaters October 3rd. But I think this is kind of like there's no plot revealed.
Yeah.
It's literally just something you've never seen before. So I think that's why it's actually kind of a smart release for the opening of the film. It's just like 4 or 5 people in the nude getting murdered in the woods.
And I think because we talked about this trailer a few weeks ago, we weren't really taken by it, and I think that we weren't the only ones, which is why they would drop the opening online.
Yeah, I want to see more. It seems like a campy, good horror movie in terms of the title, like Bone Lake. It's like, we're just there to like bone and like have like a swinging weekend.
Bone.
Yeah,
that's James's boning
that's
gesture.
Bone. I mean, I'm on YouTube here. This is the safest thing I can do.
Scary Movie 3. Let me show you.
So I think it's just going to be like a very sexual film as well as great horror. We'll see.
Wicked for Good has announced that the soundtrack will include 2 new songs written by Steven Schwartz. No Place Like Home and The Girl in the Bubble are the tracks that are being performed by Cynthia Erivo and Grande. Brand new tracks.
Grande. I've never heard anyone refer to her as just Grande.
Well, that's what's written.
Ariana Grande. No, it is what's written.
That's what's written.
Hey,
I'm Maker Man and Ron Burgundy.
Grande is Glinda. Grande Mochaccino is Glinda.
Hey, if it's written, I'm going to read it.
Did you see the new Prada ad that Yorgos Lanthimos directed starring Scarlett Johansson? And she basically is performing a ritual to clone herself in a new Prada ad to get a new bag. And
looks great.
It's pretty clever. It's very Yorgos.
I want to see her in a Yorgos movie now.
I know, right?
She fits it really. She can fit any kind of fucking director.
She's
Doesn't
great.
matter. She did Jurassic Park, Wes Anderson, then Yorgos in 1 year.
Yeah.
She can work with any kind of tone.
She can do anything.
She's incredibly talented. Very talented lady. All right, next up, Frozen 3.
Oh yeah.
It's been announced that it will include Anna's wedding and a new addition to the family. Who's Anna? Which one? The main one?
Sister?
In this new chapter, witness the wedding of the century. And Adreddel, as Queen Anna, walks down the aisle and joins Elsa. Elsa's the main one.
Yeah, so Anna's her sister.
On a new magical journey filled with unknown challenges. And what's even more exciting, the royal family is about to welcome a mysterious new member. I've not seen a Frozen movie.
You never seen Frozen? I've
No.
seen the first one with our niece like 7 times. Every time I babysat her, we watched
I never
Frozen.
watched it.
Let it go. Let it go. Now You See Me, Now You Don't. The third film. It's coming out pretty soon. The trailer's going to drop this week, but they're releasing some short little teasers. They're sort of like, it seems like they're doing like an Ocean's 12 thing opening where each one gets their own little story.
Yeah.
And so there's a teaser of Woody Harrelson as Merritt, Dave Franco as Jack, Isla Fisher as Henley. I'm sure they'll be releasing more of the other characters.
Character
the other main-
teasers. They're
Yeah,
not
and so-
character posters
but
anymore.
they're all like doing different things. Like Dave Franco's Jack is performing like a low-level magician show that people aren't too enthused about. Woody Harrelson is doing like magic tricks at a bar. Isla Fisher's teaching her daughter how to get out of a rope knot trap in the park, and it's clever, it's cute, but
Yeah.
I bet it's gonna open like Ocean's 12.
Yeah, I mean that's how the first film did it with the main four, and then they all converged into that apartment where they were all given the coded message to go there at the same time, and they all linked up. But we did get little introductions then, so I mean that's the way to do it with an ensemble, especially when they've all been split up.
Yeah. All right, last bit of news. Can you talk about this movie theater Glow Up?
Movie theaters, the big chains, they all promised last year that they're going to invest in beefing up their locations. And so AMC, Cinemark, and Regal has just dropped $1.5 billion on glow-ups. So they've built 200 premium format screens, recliner seats, and expanded concessions. Some locations are going all in. They're going to have arcades, sports bars, even pickleball courts. What? Their goal is to get audiences to linger longer and make them more interested in going to the theater. These renovations, I think, are important to the industry because sometimes you'll go to a theater and you're like, no, there's a reason why no one is at this bar. You know what I mean?
It's sort of outside of the theaters and the
Yeah.
concession centers. It's just desolate.
Yeah. So I think that this is great because
They have so much space.
you should make it so that kids can have a great time there when they're before a movie and after a movie with games, arcades, like tangible physical games, stuff like that. And then adults, the thing is like I love sometimes getting a drink before a movie, but like the bars are never like comfortable or interesting or like aesthetically pleasing.
They always feel like a Holiday Inn hotel bar.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yes.
Like McGuffin's is not. It's like the Chili's bar.
You get a drink and then you leave. Like you don't want to stay in that bar.
yeah. Good point.
You're like, give me the drink. I'm
I don't
getting
want
out
to
of
be
here.
seen in McGuffin's.
Yeah, they don't look like. I've always thought the bar should just be cooler. If you make the bars cool, people will hang out. Like you don't.
They'll go after the movie.
Yeah, or they'll pregame a movie. Like, oh, a bunch of friends grab a drink at the cool bar at the theater, but the bars aren't cool at all. They're not cool.
Where Alamo Drafthouse, if anyone has one near them, they have cool bars and you can like meet up with your friend before to get a cool drink in the cool vibey spot.
we just want a cool place. If you can't
well,
tell.
I mean, the thing it's corporate 101. Like they all look the same. They're all like very safe. It's very corporate. It's very bright and like not.
Yeah.
It's not exciting. It's not vibey. And I think this is a great thing to do. First of all, just improving the event experience. More screens, so more Dolby screens, better seating, bigger screens. And having Prime at AMC is another great example of we get great reclining, great audio, more IMAX screens. But I think it's such a great thing to do, invest in the entire infrastructure of your experience there.
Yeah.
Because it's a long, like when you go to the movies, you're there for like fucking 4 hours sometimes.
Yeah.
Because, you get there, you usually try to get there before the movie starts. And the trailers sometimes can be fucking 45
Sometimes
minutes.
concession lines on a busy
Sometimes,
night.
Maybe you got there too early and like, I have to sit through the commercials before the trailer. So I'm here for like 40 minutes before the movie starts.
Yeah.
And you're just sitting there and you already eat all your popcorn and the movie hasn't even started yet. So like give give people something to do before the movie starts.
Gonna get people to want to come back.
Yeah.
And it's like most people who don't listen to the show or aren't like us, like we're gonna go no matter what, because that's what we do is go to the movies. But we're talking like everyone else, where movie going is casual for them once a month. You gotta get them excited, be like, oh no, I really like going to Regal. They have this. Let's grab a drink at the bar. They got those good. They got those chicken fritters. Like I love hanging out there. Gonna make it for the average person.
Yeah, outside of the screen and the experience of being in the theater, make it more.
Yeah,
And that's
I'm
what
all
they're
for it. And box office revenue is up 4.5% from last year. So we're on an uptrend right now. So things are looking pretty good.
Yeah, let's go. And next year and the year after.
And it's going to be a big
massive.
second half of the year.
And
got a lot of
2026
stuff.
is going to be one of the biggest years of all time.
So I think that, this is smart. People, we still like going to the theaters. Not as much as we used to, but still, we still like going.
We'll always love theaters,
Yes.
but that's the thing. Like, outside of watching the movie, it's fine.
Yeah.
Like, it's fine. It's okay. It's like, all right, some movie theaters are gorgeous and beautiful. That's why we like going to the independent theaters a lot, like the Vista or New Bev or whatever. And then the Egyptian in Hollywood's fucking gorgeous.
I'm going to be right there soon.
That theater is amazing. And then the TCL Groms in Hollywood, that's a gorgeous cinema. But they're independent cinemas. They're not chains. It's the chains that, like, they need to be more creative and entice people to stay and want to come, not just for the movie, but just for the experience.
Yeah, 100%. I want to play pickleball after a movie.
It's they need to have like a medic on standby because the amount of ankle rolls that happen during pickleball, it's like the most injuries for people over 50 is pickleball related.
Oh man, that's funny.
But that wraps movie news. Thanks so much for tuning in, everybody. Tomorrow, Will Forte was on the show. We're dropping our great full-length episode with him. It was so fun to chat. SNL, sketches, the past, his career. He's got a new show on Netflix, Haunted Hotel, that he's excited for. It's MacGruber! We talked MacGruber, the origins of MacGruber. We talked about all kinds of stuff. It was such a great chat. He's such a fun, cool, really polite, nice guy, very genuine and authentic. And I loved chatting with him. It was surreal to meet him and hang out with him for a couple hours.
We were all sad it ended. We were all like, oh, we can keep going.
Yeah, he was fun. So hopefully when Coyote vs. Acme finally comes out, he'll come back.
Oh, we learned a lot about Coyote vs. Acme.
Yeah,
so we're going to make a lot of content about that.
But it was fantastic, and he's such a cool guy. So thanks to Netflix and Will Forte for coming on the show. That's dropping tomorrow, guys, so don't miss that. In the meantime, do all the things. Subscribe on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Leave those 5-star ratings and reviews. Follow us on Instagram, TikTok. Do all the things that we need you to do, and take care.
See you next time.
This episode was executive produced by our chosen one patrons, Nicholas Martin and Jacob Kossler. Raiders of the Lost Podcast is a Mirror Image production. Opening music by Chase Jackson.